other day, a rumor popped up that actually had me excited because I have been an advocate since at least Black Ops 4 to see locations from zombies pop up in MP, or I mean, not necessarily vice versa, because that will, I think, piss off the, the zombie community. But remember, there's sat in multiplayer. It was the town below Dreisendrach. Remember Remnant, the zombie museum in BO4. I've always loved seeing little zombie sections, areas, or maps pop up in other modes. And something that's been a big topic of discussion for a while, actually, is the idea of an expanded Liberty Falls. And what do you know? A couple of days ago, it was reported that allegedly we are going to see an expanded Liberty Falls, just not in zombies and definitely not for Outbreak. It looks like the Season 1 Resurgence map for Warzone may end up being Liberty Falls. So that would combine the town, which may even include Rewind for multiplayer. That would include the mansion of Shattered Vale and the Janus Towers of the Reckoning. So maybe that shot that I know Perka tweeted out the other day, that shot from the Season 5 trailer wasn't actually for DLC. Yeah, it's like that's clearly not in the map in any capacity. So it looks like we're not getting a big BR map, but instead it'll end up being a Resurgence space. Now, that kind of seems a little too big. What do you think, John? As a Resurgence map, like the entirety of Liberty Falls sounds insane. I feel like that should almost be a BR map. Maybe it's a Vondel hybrid where it's like BR and Resurgence at once.
Yeah, like I can't lie. When I first heard that, I was a bit like, what the heck's going on? But then I got grounded back to reality. Thanks, Donuts, for pointing it out first, may I say, who said, hey, not the first time this has happened with a shot of Blood of the Dead. And it's true. Like Blood of the Dead / Mob of the Dead got turned into Alcatraz, which now has become Rebirth Island. And I look at Rebirth nowadays, and for not even a second in my mind do I go, that's Mob of the Dead. Like I'm fully disassociated with that as being Mob of the Dead. Like that is just Rebirth Island.
Yeah.
I think it could actually be pretty cool. Like there is a position to look at it where Warzone players jump into this map. They find it pretty cool. They find it interesting. They realize it's from zombies and they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. Maybe I might explore the zombies version of this part of this map because I enjoyed the gameplay. And I can't imagine what zombies would be like on this, but I'd give it a go. So I'm actually quite open to it. And I think it might be quite good. But I think the overall like picture is like, I'm not a particular like massive Warzone fan. So my opinion probably doesn't matter too much because I don't really play it that much anymore. But to me, I think the real shame is that we clearly have Avalon. It's been sat for a year and we haven't had it in Warzone, but instead they brought back Verdansk, which we can sort of, which makes no sense to start with and also feels like a bit of like a last minute decision to bring Verdansk back instead of Avalon. Because at the end of the day, Treyarch has not had one original big BR map in their Black Ops years. Like 2020, we still had Verdansk and Verdansk 84, and now we have Verdansk in Black Ops 6's year. It's like it just writes itself. Like out of nowhere, it returned, you know? So I'm like, I'm honestly quite intrigued to see what Liberty Falls will be like on Warzone and to explore like how an open world version works. But my point is Avalon, I think is the answer for what Warzone needs. I don't understand why they keep holding it back and now it's been rejigged into a campaign thing, but also that it shows that we will never see an open world Liberty Falls Outbreak, which I think is a bit of a shame because I would like to see that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, even the idea with like, I remember there was a rumor a few months ago, someone said, oh, the launch map of BO7 is just going to be Liberty Falls expanded. I'm like, that would not turn out well. But if you were to just add an Outbreak mode later in like season 2 or 3, I don't think people would complain. It's just more content. But yeah, what do you think, Fajordi?
Yeah, I was gonna say, the only time where Treyarch had like a real shot at it was Blackout, and obviously that's not connected to Warzone. I know we're talking about Warzone specifically, but I think Blackout arguably had the best post-launch updates for a small moment in time there. When it was adding brand new POIs, it added the entirety of Buried, Hijacked, refreshes, map, map setting changes, lighting changes. Like Blackout had everything that like the Warzone community wants or is asking for to be added update wise, like Rebirth lighting changes and stuff like that. Like Blackout had that all the way back in 2018, 2019. And like Avalon, like we've heard the word Avalon like a billion times since BO6 dropped. It's everywhere. The zombies maps are there, the multiplayer maps are there, the campaign missions are there. We've heard about the location for so long, and it only makes sense for it to be in Warzone. Like that's just the logical next step. There was big rumors about it that it would be actually the integration map, I believe, even before BO6 came out or sometime shortly after. Those rumors have just ceased to exist. Apparently, plans must have changed entirely, and I think that has everything to do with Verdansk. And we're just gonna have Verdansk for the next, until we're all old and gray.
Probably
Verdansk forever. And then we're gonna get once again another resurgence integration with the Black Ops title, and it didn't. I don't think it worked with Area 99 because that map is completely just gone. Just with no no hint at return or anything. And
sad.
Will that be the same for Liberty? Will that be the same for Liberty Falls? And you mentioned something interesting where you're like, I don't even associate Mob of the Dead with Rebirth Island anymore, even though that's in essence that's what it was based off of. Obviously you could say Alcatraz, but then if you go into real history of it, back to Alcatraz Portal Quads, it's like, was it reused assets from Blood of the Dead and Black Ops 4? Like, we can go down that rabbit hole, but it's an iconic location from Call of Duty, being Mob of the Dead, one of the most renowned maps in zombies history from Black Ops 2, brought back as a space where you can play this battle royale sort of resurgence mode on. It's awesome. Now they're trying to like replicate the same magic. I think it's going to be awesome with Liberty Falls. We've heard the reports that Liberty Falls is believed to be the most played zombies map of all time. Maybe they're hoping that translates to the most played Warzone map of all time.
Jesus, man.
and they put it in that context. But yeah, just thinking about the sort of the area of Liberty Falls, I think there's gonna have to be some big changes. Like I don't think you can have the Reckoning in there. I really don't.
Like the interiors, you're saying you could have maybe the exterior, but not.
I think
fully
both,
underground.
Really,
both.
Okay. I'm obviously not. I don't think the underground, but the interior and the top, because like that is clearly the highest point by a long shot in the entirety of the area. Like there's nothing even close. In Verdansk, there's in the city area, there's at least some sort of buildings that match up to the tallest one, but those three towers, it's that in a little town like down the hill from it. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they do with that, and I'm excited. The Easter egg is going to go so hard in that they have to.
Please.
There's no way.
Maybe John will join us, dude. If there's I mean, Fortune's Keep did it. You remember Fortune's Keep? I considered it the gold standard before the stadium update we just got. I thought Fortune's Keep of Modern Warfare 3, when they brought it back, was like the gold standard for how to do a new Warzone map. There was like 6 or 7 quests day one. They added more with Reloaded. There was a camo. There was a blueprint. There was the zombie contract, a ray gun, a wonder off. Like it was a really great update. Stadium recently, I think, kind of outdid it. I mean, not as far as the zombies go, but they did like 3 blueprint Easter eggs day one. They added the free tracer one a couple weeks after.
I have the list here.
Yeah.
So you have the Red Spectre blueprint, which was from the satellite hijack contract, the Phantom Ally blueprint from the Blast Door Easter egg or the Shockbox Easter egg, the Enigma blueprint from the Stadium Easter egg, which was brought back, the Prismatic blueprint from the Red Chest reward for the Black Ops 7 reveal, and the Petri Melt finishing move for also the same thing. So
right.
A lot of good rewards there, especially a Tracer blueprint. Like there's only been one before this prior to the Prismatic blueprint, and that was the Entity's Echo for Modern Warfare Zombies. So
yeah, I mean, Easter eggs have to be done right. I mean, High Moon and Beanox have absolutely cooked. And maybe Raven will be able to cook a lot more with Warzone because they clearly been working on campaign for BO7, and they also did BO6. So that could explain why, on the Warzone side of things have been stale. There haven't been too many good content drops. But what do you think about that, John? Like Easter eggs in this map, maybe that'll get you to jump on with with the Season 1 update, maybe in December.
Yeah, no, if they litter this with Easter eggs, like I'm there. And like as you said, like Beanox and High Moon, I feel like when it's their sort of responsibility to like remaster an old map with Warzone, I think like as you said last year, some of the stuff they were doing, like even like Ashika Island, like that was like weekly Easter eggs that they were just creating. That was really cool as well. just giving people reasons to keep coming back every week. Like 99% of players are just playing the map as per usual. They don't even have a clue that this stuff is there. But for the 1% of us, like, yeah, that stuff was really cool. So if there's of Easter eggs, I am there. I'll be covering it, and there better be bunkers because I love the bunkers.
So, right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, oh, go ahead.
I think it just all comes down to the rewards, right? You can
Yep.
have all these Easter eggs. It just comes down to, are they worth it to do?
Mhm.
Which is the big player, and I think a lot of the Warzone stuff, especially because you're going up against real people. It's already a hassle enough, going up against this complete tryhards while trying to do an Easter egg as well. It's
Yeah.
it's some of the time it could be borderline impossible. Like the stadium Easter egg. Luckily, there's things in place now like plunder and casual for that. So that's good. I know there's plunder back in the day, but even then it was still I don't even know. The stadium Easter egg was so hard back in the day, but
Yeah, that didn't help too much.
yeah,
just give you
gotta have
respawns.
good rewards. You gotta have very good rewards for this, especially a zombies thing. Like I want to see like like maybe like just go crazy with it, like a little Mr. Peaks companion, like something cool for Liberty Falls. So
Little mini Eforella or something.
Hey, yeah.
Yo.